The Monster Below, Nightfall by Greenback, read by Deathlight, Chapter 5, Old Friends. We quickly make our way through the crowds, most of whom are heading towards the hall's main stage. If this event is hosted by the CEO himself, then most likely it will be a madhouse, as every pony scrambles to get the best seat they can. And there's no telling if some unscrupulous types will take the ones reserved for VIPs. Mom and Dad are so tempted to look at the booths, but stay close as we make our way through the surge of ponies rushing to the stage. Even with our guard pushing ponies aside, none too gently, it's difficult to make our way to the front, where we're battling with thousands of ponies for a limited number of seats. It's only after a few minutes of darting, ducking, and squeezing our way through the crowd that we finally reach the frontmost seats. Remind me to never go through that again, Dad says as he takes a seat. Don't go through that again, Mom says. The lights around us dim, and the ponies around us go silent, save for a few whispers. The air around us is charged with excited energy. A single spotlight shines onto the stage, and even the whispering dies. Since time began, there was only one constant throughout the ages: change. The voice echoing through the air is of an old pony, full of elegance, sophistication, and formidable intelligence. But it's also familiar. I know that voice. I've heard it before, but where? There's also a constant that ponies and other species have adapted and changed with the times. For change is unstoppable, unavoidable, and inevitable. We can't stop the future, but we can decide how we face it. And, more importantly, how we live it. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the mission of Tech Inc. A unicorn strolls onto the stage. It's our purpose to give ponykind all the tools and technology that we need to forge our place in an ever-changing world. While we can never predict what's coming, there are those who have a vision. There are others who have the vision, the will, and the power to guide others to help them rise. And that, my friends, is where I, Glasseye, founder and CEO of Tech Inc., am here to do. Wait, what? Glasseye? The Glasseye? The pony is Beatbreaker's professor at Manhattan University? The lights snap on, letting us gaze upon Glasseye in full. Time hasn't been kind to him, for he looks quite older than when I last saw him. But he still had a spring in his step, and seemingly overflowing with life at being the center of attention as the ponies around him clap and cheer. Glasseye holds up a hoof. Thank you. It's been far too long since we last gathered here, hasn't it? The last time I strolled across this stage, I'd promised you, by this time next year, Tech Inc. would have the most wonderful things in store for you. And I intend to keep that promise. The crowd goes crazy, even Mom and Dad and the guard join in, but I don't. I can't believe it. Glasseye is the CEO of Tech Inc. I can't wrap my head around it. Heck, he was a slightly uptight professor, not the type to start a huge organization, much less guide it. We have further delightful things to show you, Glasseye says, unaware of my bafflement. One for each day of the convention, though I suppose we can bend the rules and show 2 tonight. The crowd goes ballistic as Glasseye strolls to 3 pedestals, each holding up a piece of cloth that hides something beneath. The first is medium-sized, the second is tiny, and the third is giant. Easily as big as one of the princesses. Taking hold of the first tarp, Glasseye yanks it away, and an excited gasp goes up through the crowd in anticipation. But the excitement is short-lived. Beneath the tarp is a clear case holding a pony leg. Glasseye adopts a sarcastic tone. "Oh, Glasseye, what is this? A leg? We've seen plenty of legs. It's what Tech Inc. and Netcom have been offering us for years. You've got us all worked up over nothing." He chuckles. "Fear not, my friends. Tech Inc. has resorted to copying our competitors." The sun lights up, removing the glass and pulling the leg out. At first glance, it's an ordinary pony leg. The usual replacement we've seen for years in the market. And you'll be forgiven for thinking that it's one of Metacom's legs that comes to life in the lab. But if you take a closer look, taking a scalpel, Glasseye slices into the skin as the crowd flinches. Yet, there's no blood. We'll see that there's more to this leg than meets the eye. As the strip of the skin is pulled away, we get a glimpse of the bones within the leg. But these are organic bones, but one's of metal, steel, and other materials. And instead of muscles, there are pistons, springs, and coils. Our first prosthetic limbs were crude, mechanical things, designed only to let ponies walk again. But we asked ourselves, how can we do better? How can we possibly make the limbs not only functional, but elegant? So, we researched, invested, and came up with the finest mechanical limbs Equestria has to offer. Mechanical legs that feel just like the real thing. Here, see for yourselves. The sun glows, and the leg heads of the crowd, hovering above random ponies, giving them a brief moment to touch the device and see it up close. It darts about at random, nearby photographers struggling to keep up, no doubt hoping to catch their reactions of ponies lucky enough to see the limb up close. The limb flies to the front row, and to me. Being on the edge of the stage, Glasseye is eager to see my reaction. What he didn't count on was recognizing me. It's been years since we last met, and while he recognized that there was something familiar about me, it takes a few moments to connect the dots. And once he does, he couldn't be more surprised. "So, why do such a leg?" He speaks, trying to focus on his speech instead of me. Aesthetics, obviously. But these legs don't just offer beauty and practicality. They offer that no natural or lab-grown leg can. Strength. We all know the fearful strength of earth ponies, and how they can buck trees, run for miles, and do things unicorns and Pegasi could only dream of. But these limbs not offer that strength to everyone. Observe. Two trailers are rolled out onto stage. One holds one of those legs, and another a giant boulder. Both are locked into place with powerful magnets. Glasseye holds up a remote control and presses a button. With lightning speed, the leg shoots out and hits the boulder so hard that a snap cracks into existence on the surface. A second blow enlarges it, and a third shatters the boulder into dozens of chunks. The audience gasps. Glasseye couldn't be more happier. Imagine it, legs that can deliver 2, 3, even 5 times the power of a natural leg. An earth pony can run all day. These legs will let you run for a week. An earth pony can smash a tree. This will let you kick it straight to the moon. Well, perhaps not literally. But imagine the possibilities. Jumping, swimming, climbing without growing tired. And don't worry about getting them wet, as they're waterproof. Even falls will no longer be a danger due to the shock absorption. You can fall from 5 floors and not even get a fracture. The audience murmurs to itself, stunned. Glasseye watches them, grinning all the while. And why not? His presentation has their full attention, and he knows full well that it'll get into the front page headlines tomorrow. The world, for the moment, is his for the taking. Leaving the leg, and there remains the previously intact boulder. Glass-Eye Ghost, the second tarp. Well, this normally would be the end of the show. I said I'd give you a second treat. And I believe you'll all agree that this is better than the leg. It's a little something I've been dreaming for many years. Every pony is on the edge as Glass-Eye takes the tarp, and every eye strains to see what's beneath the tarp as he rips it off, revealing the next great technological marvel of the age. The case is empty. Oh my, it appears I've forgotten to put it in here for you all to see. How silly of me. He takes off his monocle as Glass-Eye rubs his eye. Why, wherever did it go? The ponies around me look at each other, unsure of what's going on. This is a part of some act. Nobody knows for sure, but my gut says it is. Considering how much press coverage this event is getting, it wouldn't make sense for Glass-Eye to go through all this effort only to forget to put his company's next marvel inside a display box. Then again, he seems to be stalling for time, considering how hard he's rubbing his eye. If I didn't know any better, I say he'd have one of the nastiest itches ever. Wait, what is he doing? He's digging at his eye? What the hey is he doing? Ponies around me shriek and scramble back out of their seats as... oh, Celestia. He's ripping it out. He's ripping his eye out. No, nothing to be afraid of. Glass-Eye says as he pulls his eye out of his socket. It's just an eye. See it for yourself. Oh, Celestia, this is obscene. I can barely watch. Why did I run on stage and stop him from... Hang on a second. Where's the blood? There's no tendrils, sinew, or organic flesh dangling from the back of the eye. Instead, there's blinking lights and whirling gears. The Mares and Stallions, allow me to introduce you to the next wonder of the technological world. The first fully functional mechanical eye. He holds the eye up, as you can obviously see. He chuckles. The eye is lifelike in every way to the casual observer, but hidden within the orb is some of the most advanced gears ever created. Within this eye, sight can be restored to the blind. They can gain even greater capabilities than ever before. They have normal vision, but also the ability to see in the dark, in infrared, and wavelengths our normal eyes can't detect. Why, you might even say that these eyes are an improvement over what nature itself has given us. He indicates the screens. Photos come up of him lying on a surgical table. Granted, implanting such a device is a rather drastic procedure. I had to have a good portion of my face removed so the mechanical cradle could be implanted. Picture shows as it happened, complete with a metal mold of wires, tubes, and miniature beams being surgically attached to the exposed portions of Glass-Eye's skull. A drastic step, yes. But for the ability to see again, it's a press bed with peg. He holds up his monocle. This is just for show now. I don't even need it anymore, but it adds a rather dashing touch of elegance, if I may say so myself. Pulling the eye out of the case, he pops it back in. And I have to admit, even knowing that it's an artificial eye, it looks completely real. You'd have to get in close and personal to tell the difference, if you even could. No, I know you all want to see what's beneath top number 3. Glass-Eye goes towards the last tarp, the biggest of them all. But I'm afraid this shall remain a secret for now. A tease, if you will. That will be released during the closing ceremony. But don't worry, after all, The sweetest things in life are the ones you dream about before you even get a chance to taste them. An unseen gong chimes. But males and genitals, thank you for your time. I'm sorry, our little chat was short, but fear not. There's plenty more to do and see throughout the convention, so please enjoy yourselves. As guards take position around the object hidden beneath the tarp, Glass Eye is quickly met by the pig pony and heads off stage. He glances back at me ever so briefly, and then heads through the door and out of sight. And not a moment too soon, for Pony surged forward, wanting to get a glimpse of the giant tarp, trying to take a guess of what's beneath it. My parents and I know better than to join the mob, so we remain seated as we're rapidly surrounded by hundreds of excited ponies. Wow, can you believe it? That says, an artificial eye. Well, I guess none of us have to worry about ever going blind. We can just get new eyes. How much are they going to cost? Mom says, don't forget that. Oh, well, I'm sure they won't charge too much. I mean, it'd be evil not to give them to someone because they can't afford to pay for it. We're not barbarians after all. Mom nods. So, what's next? I'd hope that perhaps Glass and I would sneak a brief chat once the show is over. But as he hastily retreated, it means that an interview would have to wait till tomorrow morning. Even though it's been a long day, I'm not ready to retreat to my penthouse bed just yet. There's still tons of things to look at around here. Perhaps I can take a look at everything offered here, so I can get an idea of what exactly Technic is offering, as well as the technological status of other companies at their booths. All of that should give me good information that I can present to Luna for my first reports. Why don't we look around? I suggest. See if anything catches our eyes. For the next hour, we head across the floor of the convention, hopping from one booth to another, looking over the wares that the companies have come to sell and show off. Mom and Dad enjoy looking at everything on display, but I get a feeling that they just wanted to be with me, which I don't mind at all. I keep busy gathering brochures and asking the booth attendants about their wares, wanting to learn as much as I can about them. The more detailed I can make my report for the princess, the better. We spent almost an hour browsing the convention floor, looking over everything, ranging from home to appliances to farm equipment, aircraft and personal vehicles, entertainment, and everything in between. Every company in the field of science and technology goes all out to make the biggest impression they can. But there's one company I would have never thought to see here. Medicomp? What are they doing here? I never thought that they'd have a booth at the headquarters of the Mortal Enemy. Dad muses. The Medicomp booth is quite small, perhaps a reflection of the competition against Tech Inc. After all, what could a company offer against such technological marvels that Glass Eye and its researchers keep putting out? Their attendants seem to share the feeling, given how uneasy they look. They glance my way, the two not recognizing me, but the third does. He takes a few steps backwards, making sure my body posture is non-threatening. I take a brochure and look it over. It's not surprising that it's focused on Medicomp's many advantages over Tech Inc's lens, just as theirs have the ability to feel sensations such as cold, warm, and the soothing caress of a loved one. Not to mention that the limbs can be grown to be stronger than natural legs. Not bad, but nobody's gonna be fooled by it. After all, lack of touch is a small price to pay if you can run for days on end, punch through rock and stone, and fall without getting so much as a broken bone. It'll probably be only a matter of time before Tech Inc. overcomes that obstacle as well, and then Metacomp will be in dire straits. Well? Dad asks, do you think they have a chance against Tech Inc? Difficult to say. I look the booth over, setting the legs and wings within the clear display cases. To Metacomp's credit, they look like the real thing, not something grown in a lab. They've improved their technology since I got my wings. I wonder how these ones feel, or if they're stronger and more durable. There are no horns here. Have they made progress on those? Silver speak? I turn to Mom. Sorry? You okay? You zoned out there for a few seconds. I shake my head. Yes, I'm fine. Just tired, that's all. It's been a long day. We can head back if you want. I look over the nearby crowds and booths. We've only covered a small portion of the convention floor. There's still a lot to see and do. If we can get through the ponies, donkeys, horses, griffins, a zebra, Wait. I look back at a nearby booth. That zebra looks... No, it couldn't be. Silver speak? I rush into the crowd, trying to get a better vantage point. But the crowd's too thick. There has to be... there. I jump onto a blank table and try to see. It's her. Dear Celestia, it's her. Mom rushes over. Silver speak, what on earth are you doing? It's her. What? I point towards a booth across the floor. Mom, it's Beatbreaker. She's here. What? Where? There, the booth. I can't yank the map out fast enough. Booth 25, she's... Oh no, she's leaving. She's heading towards the exits. I can't lose her, not now. Leaping off the table, I try to dash through the crowd. But they're so tightly packed, I can barely go as fast as a walk. Peak Breaker! I yell. Big Breaker! Can she hear me? Dang it, she can't. The crowd's just too loud. I'm just one voice out of thousands. Mom rushes up to me. Where is she going? To the main exit. If I can't catch up to her, then Beatbreaker will vanish into the labyrinth of the city streets outside the stadium. For all I know, she's leaving tonight, and I can't lose her again. Wait. For all I know, she's leaving again, and I can't lose her again. Wait. Where's Mom? Mom? Then, there's no sight of her. Do I go after her or Beatbreaker? Beatbreaker. Definitely Beatbreaker. Mom's probably just run back to Dad to try to get his help. I charge into the crowds, shoving my way past ponies as quickly and politely as I can, ignoring their angry shouts and surprised yells. Sorry, I shout. Excuse me, pardon me. Had I wings, I could just fly over the crowds and reach the exit in seconds. But I have to be like everyone else and make my way past the attendants, security guards, and bikini-clad show ponies meant to attract the male gaze to the otherwise lackluster booths. I knock one pony over and take a second to yank him back up before taking off again. I gotta hurry, I can't let her slip away from me, I can't. I reach the exit, dozens of ponies come and go, but there's no zebras here. There's no sign of Beatbreaker. No. I spin, trying to catch a glimpse of stripes, of glasses glinting under a glare of lights, of her coat, anything that even vaguely looked like her. I reach the doors and peer into the streets. But it'd be easy for anyone to vanish into the jumbled bodies of vehicles, buildings, and streetlights. And she has. Buck, I've lost her! I want to run into the crowd and call her name, but in the span of a single heartbeat, she could have gone into a dozen different directions. She could be in a taxi, heading to a monorail, going down any number of streets or dozens of other routes. Trying to find her would be an exercise in futility. I slumped against the planter. I was so close to finding her. But in a way, that's good. That means she's definitely here in Genesis. Which means there has to be a way to find out where she's staying. The monolith must have a way to access the records of all the hotels to find out where she is. Yes, that's what I need to do. Just head back and pull a few strings to... Silver speak! Oh, Celestia, is that... Oh, wait, it's Mom. Wait, she's awfully excited, and... Silver speak, I found her! My heart tries to leap out of my throat. You did? She runs up and stops to catch her breath. Yes! I look around. Where is she? It takes a few seconds for her to gather her voice back. Well, not here. She had to go back to her hotel. But she asked me to give this to you. Beaming, she gives me a folded piece of paper. I yank it open, but it's just an address. What's this? A diner somewhere nearby. Mom winks. She wants to meet you there in 2 hours. All the frustration of the past few minutes wash away in a heartbeat. 2 hours. If I can get back to the penthouse, take a shower, get changed, and get a ride to this address, I'll make it with time to spare. Wait, my parents, I can't leave them here. Mom, Oh, Silver speak, don't worry about us. You need to get going if you want to make it on time. You sure? Of course. Besides, meeting Deepbreaker is more important than shepherding us around. Taking hold of my shoulders, Mom turns me around. Now get going. Don't want to be late, do you? Nope. I dash towards the direction of her taxi, only to stop, race back, and plant a quick kiss on Mom's cheek before taking off once again. It only took a few minutes to fly back to the monolith, but it feels like hours to me. My heart is pounding, which makes it easier to dash through the hallways and up the stairs to my penthouse. My clothes are tossed aside as I practically leap into the shower, rubbing my skin raw with all the soap, shampoo, and conditioner I can find. Trying to wipe out any and all traces of dirt, muck, and grime. And when the shower is over, I crank the hairdryer to full power and dry it off. My mane and tail flap around like flags in a hurricane. Both are then combed until they're perfectly smooth, without a single tangle or stray hair to be seen. The closet is yanked open. Just like Mom said, it was a fancy suit, in addition to other high-end wear. I didn't need something to let me rub shoulders with the highest members of society. Just something that's nice and practical. I finally pick a simple coat with my tie. A quick check in the mirror reveals that they're a perfect match. I'm clean, dressed, and ready to go. How long do I have? I glance at the clock. I've still got an hour and a half until the meeting takes place. Oh, well, that gives me time to calm down and loosen up, I suppose. I take a seat on the giant sofa and close my eyes. I have plenty of time to psych myself up, but that shouldn't be unduly difficult. This isn't the first date of a nervous pair about to meet face to face for the first time. Deepbreaker already knows me, so I shouldn't have to worry about first impressions. Well, almost. I didn't want to come off as someone hardened by 2 years behind bars. But that shouldn't be a problem. It was difficult at first, trying to control my anger and frustration of being a prisoner. But for her, I was able to resist it. For Beatbreaker alone, I didn't succumb and turn into an angry pony who hated the world and everyone in it. But what about her? What if she changed in the past 2 years? Trying to keep up with Tech Inc. in terms of tech and gizmos would be a huge stress on anyone. But unless she's taken up drinking to try to cope with the stress, she should still be the same zebra I know. Well, unless casual drinking turned to addiction, and she's having difficulties trying to keep it under control. I gulp. I need to calm down. Yes, those 2 years were probably stressful for her, but Beatbreaker is a strong individual. She can cope and get through it. But then again, everyone has their limits. Not everyone is in a high-stress position as her. Drinking might not be enough to diffuse the stress. What if she turned to something stronger, something more dangerous? What if she's more focused on trying to cope with a stressful life than on us? What if this whole meeting is just a way for her to tell me that it's over between the two of us and... No, stop it. Confound it. You're letting your imagination run wild. There's no way to know what Beatbreaker's been up to. I just have to calm down and trust that things will work out. There's a knock at the door. Who could it be? I'm not expecting anyone. Maybe it's Glasseye with an offer to meet him for dinner. I hope not. How would I say no to the most powerful pony in this place? Especially when I was trying to get in touch with him in the first place. Putting on my most professional face, I open the door. But it's not Glasseye, it's my parents.
Hey there, kiddo.
Dad says,
Heard the good news, so I figured we should come over and help you get ready.
Oh, thanks, but I'm pretty much all set. Oh, he was clearly hoping to have a father-to-son chat, judging by how disappointed he looks. I don't want to have our conversation end like this. Well, you can come in if you want.
Thanks.
Wait a second.
What?
What's the code word?
Quiverquill.
Mom and Dad say in unison. Relieved, I step aside as my parents come in.
Oh, wow!
Dad says as he looks over what may be Genesis's most elegant residence.
You think we can move up here?
Dear?
What? It's certainly big enough.
Well, Silverspeak may not want us to be here when he and Beatbreaker are, well, you know. Wait, do what? I say.
Well, if you invite Beatbreaker back here and, well...
Dad traces off, wanting to be by ourselves. Mom quickly nods. Yes, that's it. It'd be rude for your father and I'd be around when the two of you want complete privacy. She doesn't elaborate exactly what we'd be doing, but it probably doesn't involve cooking or looking at baby pictures. Dad clears his throat.
Well, your mom and I...
You, Mom says.
Okay, I thought it might be a good idea to come over and offer some pointers before you go see Beatbreaker. Some advice, so to speak, from a couple who already knows what it's like chasing after one another.
I don't think we'll be going that fast, Dad. After all, it's been a while since we've seen each other. But that's no reason to go right at it right out of the gates. After all, when I first met your dad, it wasn't love at first sight, but oh boy, I knew I wanted him. So I used any excuse I could dream of to be with him.
And there were some pretty flimsy ones.
Dad chuckles. The thing is, if you want to be a Beatbreaker, being timid won't help you. You've got to go for it, but you can't be a stalker. Definitely not a stalker.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to do.
I nod. Don't be a stalker. Got it. Dad plants himself in a nearby chair.
But seriously, if you got any questions, just ask.
I can't recall the last time I saw Dad so eager. No, that's not right. Pushy? Not in a bad way, but rather the way parents are with their children when they want to be grandparents. You two seem awfully eager for the two of us to meet. I say, and why wouldn't we be? Mom takes a seat beside Dad. You need a friend after all these years, and the two of you were just so perfect together. If we get things going again, it'd be so wonderful for the both of you. She takes Dad's hoof in her own. Finding your father was one of the best things that ever happened to me. A tear appears in the corner of her eye. I can't even imagine where I'd be if you weren't together. Dad blushes and the two shared a kiss. I've seen them do so before, but never so passionate. And never this intently. It's the kiss of a couple whose love has been forged over many years of trials, tribulations, and sharing so much together. If luck and fortune are on my side, Beatbreaker and I will be like that someday. Silver speak? Yes. Dad looks over.
Still nervous?
Well, yes. The nervousness of meeting up with the pony you want? The fear they may reject you, or be someone else entirely than when you first met? I nod. Don't worry, that's perfectly normal. And luckily, it's easy to overcome. Just try to relax and let things unfold. Believe me, Beatbreaker will be able to tell if you're nervous. She probably is too. There's nothing to be ashamed of. I nod, but I'm not entirely convinced. But this meeting is just for Beatbreaker to tell me that we can't be together. That her life and career keeps her so busy that she can't have time for anything else. That even after all we've gone through, we can't remain together, and I can't finish. I can't even think about it. Dad looks at Mom, then comes over.
Hey kiddo, don't you worry.
He puts his hoof beneath my chin.
Yes, Beatbreaker's been busy. She hasn't been able to find time for you. But if she's like I remember her, she wants to be with you. Why would that change? And if by some chance she doesn't, well, you have the two of us.
He raises a hoof and holds it out. It takes me a moment to recognize the gesture. My gosh, I haven't seen it in years. It's something my parents did when I was very young. A little gesture to let me know that I wasn't alone. Whenever I went off to school for the first time, went off for the first day at a new job, or any other milestone, we would put our hooves together. It was a way of letting me know that no matter how hard things got, or how hopeless life seemed, I could always count on knowing that I wasn't alone. That there was at least two ponies in the world that loved me. For the first time in years, I reach out and press my hoof to Dad's. Then Mom comes over, and we touch hoofs as well. And in a blink of an eye, it's like I'm a child again. And everything that happened is but a distant memory. It isn't long until the grandfather clock strikes the top of the hour, signaling that I have 30 minutes to reach the address that Beatbreaker gave me. My parents give me good luck hugs, and then I'm on my way back to the taxi. I give the pilot the directions, and we're soon flying over Genesis rooftops. We head away from the stadium and the convention, instead going to what appears to be the city's art and entertainment district. While much smaller than Manhattan's, it's still filled with bars, nightclubs, dance halls, and anything else someone would want to unwind after a long day at work. The taxi touches down near the district's entrance, and the single, long boardwalk that connects the shops and the buildings. The driver gives me directions to head to the end of the street and look for a restaurant called the Late Lounge. With most of the city's residents and the visitors at the convention, I largely have the boardwalk to myself, making it easy to trek down the metal sidewalk until I reach an intersection. Theaters and other entertainment venues lay before me, but the only thing that catches my eye is a small restaurant with the words Late Lounge flashing above the door. I swing the glass door open and step into a trendy jazz bar. It's empty at the moment, save for the bartender wiping down the wooden countertop, and a small band playing a slow, moody tune with saxophones and a piano. "Would you like anything?" the bartender asks. He notices my badge. "We've got a nice bottle I think you'll like, on the house of course." "No thank you, I'm just here to meet a friend." Well, take a seat wherever you fancy." Nodding, I head to a booth near the windows, giving me the perfect view to the streets, and glowing lamps casting the pavement in shades of amber and gold. If you want to meet someone for a romantic evening, this is certainly the place to do it. The band plays soft music with a romantic touch, guessing that I'm here for romance. A glimpse of the clock shows that I have 10 minutes to kill. I twiddle my hooves. The minutes pass by, one slow second at a time. The minute hand ever inches closer to the half-hour mark, and each tick seems to increase my heart rate just a little bit more. All the assurances in the world couldn't ease the feeling that something could go disastrously wrong. At 2 minutes to go, I'm sweating. At 1 minute, the color of my coat is damp. And when there's 30 seconds to go, I have to wipe my forehead dry. I can do this. I can do this. I just need to remain calm. Okay? I can't remain calm. Maybe if I focus on how this will be over in an hour or two, that'll help. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The clock hits 8:30. The door doesn't open and no taxi comes down onto the street, and I still have the place to myself. Perhaps beat breakers stuck in traffic or drivers trying to find a place to park. I check the address again and make sure that this is the right place. Could Mom have accidentally got the wrong address? It was loud in the stadium, and a quick conversation between her and Beatbreaker could have led to a mix-up in their regards to numbers and letters. Even a single one could throw everything off. The real restaurant could be somewhere else, and Beatbreaker could already be there, wondering where the heck I am, and thinking that maybe I'm too scared to see her, or that I've lost interest, and... A bell rings as the door opens, and a zebra walks inside. It's been 2 years since I saw that face, since I looked upon that white coat with black stripes, the earring, and those glasses. But the passage of time hasn't diminished my memory of those inquisitive eyes that look over the bar. Those eyes meet my own, and for a single instant, time comes to a stop. We look at each other for a long moment before Beatbreaker comes to the booth, not quite believing that I'm really here. Silva speak? I nod, suddenly unable to find words in my throat. It's been a long time. I finally found my voice. Yes it has. She takes a seat. Sorry I'm late. You wouldn't believe the traffic around here. I nod, unable to take my eyes off her. Hey, you okay? I can't help myself. I reach out my hoof. I've dreamed of this moment for so long that I had to make sure it wasn't a dream. I reach out my hoof, stopping just short of hers. She reaches out and takes mine in her own. Her touch, oh, it's as warm as I remember. You have no idea how long I've waited for this. I whisper. She smiles. I remember that smile. If anything, it's even more beautiful than I last saw it. I can. Her other hoof touches mine. I wanted to write you, so to speak. I really did, but life, well, life just gotten crazy. I just couldn't get time to write or to see you. Please believe me, I wanted to. I reach out my other hoof and take hers. I know you did. We didn't speak. The two of us sat there, hoof and hoof, looking into each other's eyes like the past 2 years never even happened. The band keeps playing. The seconds hand of the nearby clock ticks away. Well, is it just me, or is this a little awkward? Beatbreaker asks with a little chuckle. I chuckle as well. Well, maybe a little bit. It occurs to me that you never see this situation in the movies. The hero and the gal meet up in the end credits fade away, and everyone lives happily ever after. But they never show what the happy couple does after embracing each other. What do they do next? Go out to eat? Talk about the weather? Well, I say, figuring that we should start slow. Maybe we should start with the obvious. What have you been up to all this time? Beatbreaker rolls her eyes. Things have been so busy, you wouldn't believe it. Try me. She chuckles. Well, dealing with the fallout from the Manhattan incident. Trying to keep up Medicom's competitors, and then trying to keep up with Tech Inc. Is that why you're here? To take a look at their latest products? Beatbreaker nods. Exactly. Heading to the enemy's camp, so to speak. The boss would love it if I could take a sneak peek to their factories and their R&D labs. But nobody's ever gotten inside there. But what are you doing here? I thought you want some R&R after, well, you know. I'm here as an envoy for the princesses. They like to have a report on what Tech Inc. is showing, and I was asked to do it. Really, so to speak? That's great! Right after getting out, you're already hitting the ground running. Good for you! I blush. Thank you. You know, there's something I'd like to do, now that everything's behind us. Oh, like what? I hesitate. No, I can't hesitate. I can't wait this long and dream of this moment only to freeze now. I've got to tell her the truth. Beatbreaker, I know that it's been a long time since we've seen each other. But I'd like to pick up where we left off. Keep developing what we had. Beatbreaker's smile fades a little. Actually, no. Oh no, she couldn't. I've been thinking about what would happen when you got out. I mean, 2 years is a long time. A lot can happen between two ponies, or a zebra in our case. My heart sinks. But I think this presents a unique opportunity. The last time we talked was 2 years ago. It's been so long, we might as well start over. A clean slate, so to speak. A waiter comes up and gives us 2 glasses of water. When I was growing up, my tribe had a saying. Beatbreaker says as the waiter walks away. They say that our lives are governed by forces constantly working to improve the world through us. They say when we meet a special someone, it's not by chance. It means that those two are meant to be together. She takes a sip of her water. Why don't we try to figure out what that means? What do you have in mind? Well, if we're going to start over, why don't we reintroduce ourselves? I'll go first. She takes another sip. My name is Beatbreaker. I am the lead scientist for the Medicomp Corporation. But I wasn't always like that. There was a time I was living in a tiny apartment, and despairing that I would ever get anywhere in life. I felt so alone and unwanted. But then came along someone who helped me accomplish my dreams, who stuck with me when no one else would. I couldn't help it. I smiled. But then I learned a few things about him that I would never have guessed. And near the end, I almost left him. But then he risked his life for me, and was even willing to give up his own dreams to save me from a maniac when he could have just walked away. And I realized beneath that selfishness, there was a good heart and a good soul. Someone, given time and opportunity, could prove himself to be someone great. I'd like to get to know that pony again. She lets go of my hooves. Alright, now it's your turn. I had known for a long time that my actions before and during the Manhattan incident had hurt Beatbreaker emotionally. But until now, I didn't know how extensive it had been. How am I supposed to address that? Apologizing seems like the most logical choice, but saying it without context wouldn't have much effect. I need to be more tactful. Perhaps I could use my charm on... No, absolutely not. Not on her. Beatbreaker waits. Perhaps honesty is the best course of action. She was honest with me, and I've got to do the same. My name is Silverspeak. I'm the only Earth pony ever born in my hometown of Satalanka. I was shunned and seen as an embarrassment. I never had any real friends when I was growing up. But when I moved to Manhattan, I found someone with a gift to share, and no one to help get it out there. It would have been a win-win situation. She would have got her gift out there, and I would have got what I wanted, to become a unicorn, or even an alicorn. But something happened. When I worked with her, she treated me not as someone to be pitied or looked down on, but as an equal. Nobody had ever done that before. And then she became interested in me as a friend, my very first friend. And then the horn and wings didn't seem as important as before. But when she took away what I spent my entire life searching for, I lost my temper and hated her. I take a moment to wipe the sweat on my brow. Oh, Celestia, I wish I didn't have to tell her this. I was angry, but now I see that she was trying to help me. And when I had a choice to make, I wanted her to live more than I wanted to fulfill my dream. I take her hoof once more. I still do. For a long moment, Beatbreaker doesn't say anything. Then she squeezes back. I'd like to get to know that pony again. I smiled. Beatbreaker's watch beeps. What? Already? What is it? What's wrong? Nothing. I just have to get back to my hotel and ready my report for the boss. I had hoped that we could have dinner beforehand, but it looks like we'll have to wait for another time. How about tomorrow? Would that work for you? Oh yes, it would. But it would have to be someplace cheap. She checks her purse. Getting a hotel room at last minute cost more than I expected. You can come to my place. It has a full kitchen and everything. I could pick you up. Or I could come and meet you. I'm not sure you could. I'm staying at a penthouse. Wait, did you say a penthouse? Near the very top of the monolift. Monolift? That giant tower in the center of the city. Beatbreaker's eyes go wide. You're staying there? Silverspeak, that's taking space of operations. How'd you get in there? I hold up my badge. Being an envoy for the princesses does have its perks. Well, that makes me jealous. I'd be more than happy to go there for dinner. I can't wait that long. How about lunch? Beatbreaker considers it. Sure, I can do lunch. How about we meet up at 11:30? I'll send a cab to pick you up. Taking a piece of paper, Beatbreaker scribbles a note. Here, the hotel I'm staying at. She slips it to me, then stands. It was wonderful seeing you again, Silverspeak. As opposed to seeing you, Beatbreaker. She smiles. You know, my tribe would say that if we met again after so long, It is not by chance or luck alone. Then, giving me a little wave, she walks out the door and into the golden lit night. I barely feel my legs as I head back to the taxi. I almost feel like I could float away with it as the craft flies back to the monolift. Even without wings, I feel like I could fly into the night. And shout out to all the world that has been the most perfect day that anyone could have asked for. I barely even notice when I'm trotting back through the halls of the monolift. When did the taxi arrive? I don't even remember getting off, but who cares? None of it matters. My parents are waiting for me outside the door of my penthouse as I skip out of the elevator. Well? Mom asks anxiously. How'd it go? I didn't even bother hiding my smile. Wonderful. That a boy, Silver Speak. Dad says. So the two of you talk things over? Oh yes, we're gonna be meeting up again tomorrow for lunch. That's fantastic. Hey, if you want, we can cook something up for the two of you. We've already got the recipe all picked out. Mom says, pulling out a well-used index card. I'm sure she'll love it. Actually, I was hoping it'd just be the two of us. My parents' elation fades. There's nothing against you two or your food, Mom. But how about we have lunch together and then the four of us can have dinner? I don't think B-Brick would object to that. Well, I guess that makes sense. Okay, we'll go with that. Just let us know when dinner is scheduled, okay? Sure, I'll let you know when we schedule it. Well, we'd better be off to bed. A long day, you know. Oh yes, but it was a great one. Chuckling, Mom and Dad head to the elevator, waving goodnight as they go. Despite their smiles, I can tell they're disappointed, but not about being able to come for lunch. I know they want to meet up with Beatbreaker again, and I suppose it's a bit selfish to want her all to myself for a little while. But I will make sure that dinner happens tomorrow, if Beatbreaker is up for it. Still, they're taking it harder than I would have imagined. I wonder why. Putting the thought aside, I go into the penthouse and eat a fast dinner before heading to bed. The events of the past 4 hours have given me a surge of energy, making it impossible to sleep, but I don't mind. It gives me a chance to lie there and indulge my fantasies about what may yet come to pass if Beatbreaker and I keep seeing each other. And from what she said and the signals I got from her, she's serious about it. Figuring I should at least get some sleep, I finally get out of bed to see the cabinets of the bathroom have some sleeping aids. But wait, what's that? The orb box is glowing from the other side. Oh shoot, my report to the princess! I dash over and yank the orb out. It's glowing with a steady pulse of light, almost like a heartbeat. I rub it 3 times and the feel of ice water rushes through me as the bedroom becomes a hazy blur. Silver Speak. I turn as Princess Luna emerges from the ether. Hello, Your Highness. This is about the report, isn't it? Luna nods, puzzled. I expected it some time ago. Even in non-corporeal form, I can still blush. I apologize for that, Your Highness, but I ran into an old friend of mine. Luna thinks for a moment. You're referring to Beatbreaker? I nod. Strange. Luna doesn't seem to be as supportive as I thought she'd be. I have no objection to the two of you spending time together, but I must remind you that the purpose of your visit is to investigate Tech Inc. That comes first. Oh right, the investigation. How could I have forgotten that? Of course, I'm meeting with the CEO tomorrow morning, and I'll be able to give you my first report in the evening. Luna nods. Please send it to me as quickly as you can. Your Highness, is something wrong? Luna nods once more. We have had another changeling attack in a town far to the west. We managed to contain it, but my sister and I had not suspected that they would spread that fast. Remember, Silverspeak, we must find out if they're working with Tekking to obtain weapons or other equipment that could aid their case. The ether beside her shimmers. I must go, Silverspeak. Be safe. Before I can answer, the room shifts, and I'm back in the physical world once more. Luna's words echoing in my ears. There's another attack? But how? Shouldn't the changelings be so few in number to mount another assault so quickly? Maybe they're not so weak as Luna thought. Maybe the assault on Canterlot was just a fraction of the forces Chrysalis has lined up. Perhaps there are thousands, tens of thousands, or millions waiting for the right time to strike and wipe out our defense force, or worse, blend in and gradually replace everyone until it's too late for us to do anything. Standing, I head to the window and take a deep breath of the fresh air. My elation from meeting Beatbreaker is gone now. With all the security features around me, Genesis should be the safest place from the changing threat from the continent below. But no, it doesn't seem so. If there really are more changelings than we initially thought, then what if Chrysalis dispatched many of them to sneak aboard the ships coming here, so as to spread throughout the city before taking it by overwhelming the guards? But they're already moving throughout Genesis, carefully replacing everyone around them, and carefully executing their attack. Gulping, I closed the window, then locked the front door. Hopefully, that wouldn't be the case, and my investigation tomorrow will reveal nothing. But no longer does Genesis seem so shiny and new and exciting. For something could be lurking behind all the high-tech buildings and laboratories. Something foul and cruel, just waiting for the right moment to strike.